Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Bent. I am the founder of Pickles, and I am super excited to be with all of you here today. I am going to be talking here about creative data visualizations, which, if you don't know what that is totally fine because it's something that we are pioneering here at Pickles, the company that I started. And you might be thinking, Pickles? That doesn't sound very technologically focused, but that is because these pickles stand for pictures and pixels put together. And so we are using visuals and having people visualize their own data that come together to form the big picture. So I'm going to give you a presentation, but before that, we're going to jump right into the actual platform to visualize some of the data that we have here as a group. So I just shared my screen and you will see a QR code on the main page there. I am also going to put a link into the chat right now, and anyone who clicks on that link will be able to start drawing the first question. We have only two, but I want to know, how are you guys feeling this morning? So on any device that you're on, you can, again, scan the QR code with your phone or click on the link in the chat and let us know how you're feeling this morning. This, again, is interactive, the first part of this session. So as you can see, every little brushstroke shows up in real time. So your smiley faces, your frowny faces, if they are, all of those will be showing up. And this is our little way of having you guys visualize this data, because data can exist in so many different forms and functions. It doesn't just have to be numerical. And what we're really focused on is more of this hard to understand, but oftentimes more human and more expressive data that you guys are all doing an awesome job creating. So it looks like we are already feeling a little tired this morning. Maybe you got out of bed a little bit earlier than you were used to. A lot of smiling faces, though, I would say, feeling pretty good. We are feeling amazing. I love it. And one of the things about this platform is that it gives you the ability of really expressing yourself however you want. This person is feeling a lot of different emotions this morning, which is also beautiful and also welcomed. Yeah, you might be feeling a little groggy as well. There's a lot of great speakers, a lot of great information here. And so I know it is definitely a lot to take in as well. But overall, I would say, to generalize, we are feeling the sun shining. I saw some of you are calling in from Texas, so I hope that sun is not too bright for you. But lots of suns coming in here, some frowny faces as well. But that is all just part of this. And one of the beautiful things about this platform is that each little piece of data that you see here, it really stands and reflects the authentic person who created it. It can be traced back so that you can say, hey, this was me. I specifically did that, and each little drawing will never be recreated again. So it is a way to have a more human response to all of this data. I love this. A simple question: how are you feeling this morning? And we have an amazing, stunning landscape showing up with the sun, and it looks like the Rocky Mountains or the Grand Tetons, I believe. So lots of different interesting things. And if you're seeing anything that stands out to you, comment on that in the chat. Let us know what you are getting from all of these responses. So very cool. I'll give you another 10 seconds to put the finishing touches on your drawing, and then I'm going to ask the second question before I jump into the presentation. But oh my gosh, someone is dealing with 110-degree heat right now. That cannot be easy. I hope your laptop is not sitting on your lap, because that cannot be helpful when you're trying to deal with that. But yeah, feeling good, feeling meh, but I would say overall a little bit sleepy, a little bit hot, but feeling pretty awesome as a group here. So now I am curious about your data science abilities. And so when you finish your drawing, hit done and draw again. And I want to know how proficient you feel at data science. You can use the red to color it all red if it's, nothing. You can use yellow, color it all yellow if you're getting your feet wet. And if you are just an absolute pro, use that green and color it all the way in. Now, of course, you can also respond however you want in the middle there. We've already got meh showing up, but that is all up to you to choose. In this case, we're using colors to denote our kind of proficiency in data science, and then you are able to draw whatever you want within that to indicate any more information that you might like. Like, I absolutely love this one. Someone is clearly not feeling so proficient, and they're just at the very tip of that iceberg, but they know that there is so much left below that surface that they have yet to tap into. That is beautiful. We've got some people, green thumbs up. We're feeling pretty good. A little half green that we have, half yellow. So we're getting there, but still not totally feeling it. A couple of you in the middle, and wow, we have got the powerful, feeling strong, this data science person. Yeah, that is amazing. But overall, I would say, looking at it, we're getting a lot of reds, a lot of yellows, and a lot of question marks as well. This is totally understandable because it is a new industry, and so it'll take a while to really sink your teeth in. And I think a lot of people who have been working in it as well, it still blows their mind every day. But yeah, we're growing, we're developing. Some of us are feeling we've already got that gold star. We're getting closer to there. But yeah, some of us, it's not good. We're still working on it, and that is why you're at this conference. You're here in the right place. Yeah, you have the skills, you love stats, and you're trying to develop more. And so why I wanted to use this was because I think there's so many opportunities, and there's data everywhere around us. You see, we were all in this virtual room here all around the world, and together we are able to visualize in real time all of the data, not only how we're feeling right now, but how proficient we feel at data science. And I am building this platform so that we can really help to tap into this more creative form of data visualizations that will be more human as well. So it's not just statistics and numbers, which can feel like they don't really represent how we truly feel. Like the superhero data scientist that we are, or I'm kind of feeling a little proficient, but I don't feel great. Everything is totally acceptable, and it is all just how you feel at the moment. So I am going to jump in there. If you guys have any takeaways that you're seeing here, whether it is what the rest of the group, maybe this feels good. You're like, wow, I am not alone. There are clearly other people who are just starting out here. And yeah, if you feel like this, then do not worry, because you can go from this to this, and probably faster than you think. So to quickly get into the presentation here, I'm going to show you just how we've been using this tool, because we have been taking this into public. This was a live graffiti wall that we used to engage with hundreds of people in Montreal who could just walk by and scan the QR code to leave their response. We asked them all sorts of questions to sample and understand what people in Montreal felt. And one of the beautiful things about this drawing is that people respond authentically because it is an unnatural form for many people. I know a lot of you probably, this might be the first time that you've drawn in a while, and that is totally fine. But because of that, you might have just drawn what was really on your heart and not expressed yourself how you wanted someone to perceive you, for instance, which we oftentimes do through text or verbally. And so, as you can see, we are using this in all sorts of ways, and then being creative with how we take all of the drawings and tell stories with them, because that is really what data visualizations are about. It's about telling a story about a population of people. In this case, it was meeting and event planners who started off, we made a Mad Lib where you can see everyone started off 2020 feeling pretty good, but then, well, yeah, stuff hit the fan. But that wasn't all. Someone even got into a moped accident, and yeah, clearly didn't feel so good, but they found ways of moving on, learning, and keeping the hope alive. So we ask things like, are you living up to your creative potential? And we will categorize and organize them. I know most of you are students. So when the pandemic hit and you had to go home, we asked students, what is the worst part of this virtual learning? And yeah, it turned out the social life was definitely top, in addition to being stuck at home. And the beauty of this is that it's just more colorful, more human, and allows you to kind of dive in and really understand that individual behind the drawing. We'll use it to understand people. How do hospitals make you feel? Or what is holding you back? We even tried to visualize all of the feelings moving from shame to apathy, desire, pride, courage, and enlightenment. And it's beautiful to see the different visual elements where enlightenment is all yellow explosions. It's just like fireworks, whereas shame, it's black and down and bad and crying and sad. And so data, we're really trying to capture that emotional side of data as well, because our emotions are hard to put into words. They are hard to express, but sometimes it can be a little bit easier just to draw how you're feeling. And that is why we're pioneering natural drawing processing, which is a way for us to make sense of all of these drawings and understand them in real time so that you can get an overall sense and feel of the emotional state of people. And I don't want to just speak about our platform here, which you just got to use, because there is so many other opportunities for these creative data visualizations. I was recently in New Zealand at a jelly bean factory, and they had this display that you could go to and pick your favorite little bag of jelly beans. And what I realized was this was an immediate bar chart that would show you the preferences that people had based on just purchasing those jelly beans. You can see black licorice in that big tall column was not getting touched, but there were some of these that were totally down all the way because people just love kiwi jelly beans. I guess it's the being a Kiwi in New Zealand and liking kiwi that might have been related. I'm not exactly sure, but there is data everywhere around you. It's almost taken for granted. We can tell which of these tomatoes are ripe and which ones aren't ripe yet just by the color and the size that they are. You can tell which of these pencils I prefer the most. When I was drawing, you can, obviously have to use the white a lot, but this is just easily to see. Yeah, I don't use purple or some of these reds. And all of this data, it's around you and it's just waiting to be seen. So I want to also show you this video. Hear the sound. That is great. This was something that we made during the pandemic, where we asked students, how has COVID affected you? Obviously a lot of Zoom, but easy to forget. We lost sports for a while. Everyone was on Netflix. Tiger King had come out, and we all got pretty fat, I would say. Spending money, getting bored, stuck at home, feeling sad, feeling blue, not being able to graduate. But all of this, caught up on some sleep, which I think some of you could use right now. Got more books, learned how to cook more, played more sports, went outside, gardened, TikTok, played with our cats, families. And so we did that whole video. All of that data was collected from asking one question: how has the pandemic affected you? And you can see it resulted in a multitude, an entire video of responses that went from good to bad to ugly and everything in between. So there is data everywhere, and every person is experiencing the same world in different ways. So I just want to encourage you to keep that curiosity, to keep that creativity as well. And if you would like to reach out to access all of the drawings, we have hundreds of thousands of different drawings now as we are trying to build out. I know you probably heard of natural language processing, but we are developing natural drawing processing and using the platform we're developing to capture this unique data. And I want to make this available to you. If you want to use this, play with it, have fun with it, please send me an email or reach out to me on LinkedIn. You should be able to find me just by searching Chris Bent. And I have a little cucumber next to my name because Apple hasn't come out with the pickle emoji yet. But once they do, I will change it. And feel free to find us on Make Pickles as well. So I just want to thank you guys for joining me here and participating. It wouldn't have been the same without you, the data you shared. I hope you feel like you were able to connect, have a little bit of fun, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thank you guys.